What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included Let's Play, where I try to guide you through avoiding my mishaps. Think of this as a tutorial of not failing, I suppose. So, like I spoke about in the other episodes previously, we're kind of trying to wrap this colony up because the new patch is coming as I'm recording it. Actually, by the time you're watching this video, the new patch is out. I hope you're enjoying it. I have no idea what it is. I'm away on a vacation, and trust me, as much as I'm enjoying the vacation with my family, of course, I can't wait to get back and see the new stuff they've added. I will be probably watching the Reddit and some streams and stuff in the meantime, but we're going to try to wrap this colony up. We're going to try to finish some of these bigger projects we're doing, just to kind of have increase our basis of understanding of this game so that we can come back and we can kind of have everything locked down that we've been working on so that we can tackle all the new stuff. So basically what we're going to focus on here is kind of the water. Again, remember I told you previously we were working on the water efficiency. So if you take a look here, I added the bleeder valve system here to keep from losing too much water. Now we might dial this in, but I'd like to move on from this, to be quite honest with you. Liquid pipe, deconstruct that. I don't know why that's just sitting there, but whatever. So we're starting to build our water back. Of course, we did find a little bit of water. Now, what I started to do is, I told you I had to start exploring. So what I did was I started going this way, and what I didn't realize is I'm at the edge of the map. Like, it's not letting me move any further here. This is the edge of the map right here. So I've still dug out here. There's some algae we can use. There's some coal out here we can use. So we're gonna collect all this, which actually, because I like having coal. Coal is a nice luxury. That's a great ladder. It's a great ladder. I'm the best at ladders. The best. Alright, so we're going to just dig that out. We'll get that out first, and we'll take the algae out. So again, we're just kind of collecting. Coal's always good. To be honest with you, I don't know why I'm getting coal. Because we're pretty much not going to go that long where I run out of it. Because let's see, we have consumable ore. They're about 19,000 coal. That's actually pretty good. So you can see here what I've been doing then instead is digging out this way. Because we saw some, I'm just digging a tunnel. Like obviously I was going to go this way or that way, and we're pretty close to the edge over here, so there's really no sense going that way. But we can see everything here. There's no water that we want here, and there's really not much further to go here, so it doesn't make any sense. So we came down just a little bit out of our base. Now we're going to go this way and see if we can't get lucky, find some water somewhere, because we're going to need it again. I don't know if we're really going to need it before we wrap this colony up, but it's kind of, the brain does what the brain wants, and we're used to working that way and kind of trying to sustain our life. Let's do some stress. I need to, if I were to keep going with this colony, I'll tell you right now, one of the first things I'd be doing is really kind of going about better about my stress. Going about better about my stress. I would also learn how to talk. What I mean by that is just kind of more paintings all over, pictures, sculptures. You know, try to just refine the approach I have here with the massage tables and things like that. Because it's just not working. Now, granted, I'm sending them to some really bad areas, and that's why they're freaking out. But it's just not efficient. There's too many people down too often that I have to kind of deal with them. Like right now, I'm going to just do Mystique. I don't really need to do it, but it's like I'm tired of dealing with it. So let's just take a look around. The hydrogen's being managed very nicely. The contaminated oxygen's a bit of a problem, which, again, I do want to get into at some point. Freezing this contaminated oxygen down and making clean oxygen out of it. That would probably be one of the... Basically, the idea is here, I want to get so good at refining the water and conserving the water that on the next base we do with all the new content, we can get this locked down very quick. We don't have to worry about it. We can just have this systems in, and then we can get into the more new fun stuff like, you know, contaminated oxygen freezing and whatever new... I know they're adding a lot of temperature stuff, which I'm a little worried about, because temperature and pressure is already a big problem in this game, and it's kind of a not so fun problem to tackle. Like the water problems for me are fun, the oxygen problems are kind of fun, because I feel like I have the tools to deal with them. Them adding all the new temperature stuff, I know they are adding some new temperature tools. You broke a building? Oh, that's right, I knew you did that. Just worries me a little bit that I might not have all the tools in the toolbox to help me manage it, and that gets frustrating. When you don't have the right things to fix a problem, really all that does is get frustrating, so we've got that to deal with. Now, I have a little bit of an issue here that I noticed. We're not producing as much steam, which I had this valve turned way down. I have it fully down now. It was at like 0.3, or was it 30 grams a second, which is actually lower than I used to have it. But it was put... I don't know if it was like a load issue. This game has some issues when you load into the game. Some things don't work properly. I don't know if that's what we were getting, but we were getting a lot of water in here. So I turned it all the way down. We're gonna let this kind of burn off, because you can see, like, we were... Like, here's the dirt. We used to be making steam on this one. Right now, we're not. We're nowhere near to making steam on this one. So this is all fresh water that hasn't kind of heated up. We're not even we're just making it down here. You can see it just starting to make again because I restricted it. Could have been the batteries going down to, but I think the batteries are constant temperature. One thing I want to try next time is I want to introduce the water in the middle so that the colder water dissipates each way, because you can see how it builds up here. I don't really like that. I'd certainly like to get it away from the wall, because water in the walls act very, very janky. You guys, I'm sure you've seen that in your Let's Plays, your playthroughs. And what I'd like to do is probably put something a lot hotter in the middle. One of the things I'm thinking about is putting a thermal regulator right in the middle, because these things are much hotter as they get running. Let's see what these run at. 440 degrees. So if we use one to cool the steam down anyway, we might as well put it in here and use the heat for something good, right? So we put this in the middle, drop the water right on top of it at 440 degrees rather than 260. Even if that doesn't like instantly make steam, which I don't really think it would, hopefully it would make it a lot warmer when it gets to the floor. Like you look right here, it's about 99 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it slowly gets colder. If we drop it down on that 440, hopefully by the time it hits the floor, it's going to be much warmer, and then it'll dissipate both ways. So, I don't know. It's just a different variation that I want to try. With that said, once we get the steam production back up, which we'll get there. We'll get there. It's just got to warm back up. We got 194 here already. We got about 190. So, it's going up. It's going up good because I have the water so restricted. It's not introducing new cold water into the system as much. Okay. Well, the problem I've always seemingly had is I'm not condensing the steam back to liquid as quick as I'd like to. I'd like to, you know, make that process a lot more efficient. Right now what we have is we have the pump sucking. I'm sorry if that's really loud for you guys. It's loud for me too. It's pulling the steam out. It's cooling it through a regulator, right? Thermal regulator, and then it's kicking it back out. Now it should kick it back out. Let's see, gas pipe contents, 195 degrees Fahrenheit. That's below the steam point, the boiling point, so it should kick out and be liquid right away and drop down and be pumped out. It does work. It's not working so great, so what I'm thinking of doing, we're going to adapt this system. We're going to play with it a little bit. Let's get right into that. So we're going to take this out. We'll take like this guy out. That should be enough. We are going to then, what are we going to do? We don't care about insulation on this side. So this is the intake. We're going to bring that right down here. So as this pump pumps the raw steam out and puts it to the valve, it's going to go right into a regulator. And then it's going to get kicked out. This, actually, this we do want insulated. I don't know how important it is, but I think we do want it. Might have to open it up, but we can get in there now. Why is that breaking? Somebody kick this? Or is this from pressure? I don't know, but let's not mess around with that. So let's throw another door right there. So we'll have a double door. That's interesting. I just noticed that, actually. So we should be able to reach that tile. Somebody might have to come in here and do that one. I'm not sure. I think they should be able to reach all that. So there you go. And what we're going to do is that'll initially help make it even that much cooler. So I don't know. We'll just see how that happens. Maybe we add a second one. Again, the idea is my next system is to, if I'm going to start relying on thermal coolers, because I'll be honest with you, this whole material thing just doesn't seem to be working. This is 87.9. This has not moved at all, despite it being, well, it's very warm in here right now. I don't quite know why. It might not be working until I turn on the game, or one of these might have been broken. I'm not exactly sure. It seems to be working all right. It's cool in the air. It'll go way down. I've had this super, super cold. I mean, if you look, we have solid carbon dioxide in here, so it's getting pretty freaking cold in here. The weird thing is, you know, the copper is not getting colder. It's staying at 87.9. The iron not getting colder. If anybody knows anything to this, if there's a way to do this, please let me know. The idea, if you haven't tuned in before, is I was going to take these ingredients, make blocks or anything really, mesh blocks, put them in here as cold items, basically ice cubes in this mix to help us condense down the steam. It's not seemingly working, so we're having a little bit of a problem. But that's what this game's about, trying to figure it all out. Let's get this prioritized up. I know everybody's on the massage table right now. Everybody's had a busy day. All right, so we're back to producing some steam here. This is good. 228. Where's our steam point? So this is going to be right about here again. That's good. We'll start. What we're going to do is, watch it. This is going to hit. All of a sudden, it's going to go poof and just produce a ton. Now, 10. What I have here, this 10 is not quite enough. It doesn't quite get. It's not using all the batteries efficiently. It's still okay. I would probably be somewhere like 20 grams would be where I want to do. But this is really a pain in the butt to maneuver. Like, this is... Can I just type this in, guys? Clay, can I type this in? That would be great. You gotta, like, increment it. Like, you gotta... Like, it's... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. 28, that's pretty good. 23. Alright, let's put it at 17, see what that does. You have to, like, let go of the mouse, move it, let go of the mouse, move it, and it will go down, you know, increments, but it's just a pain in the butt. Why not just let me type that in? Not taking anybody else on, because actually I'm a little worried. Why is my food so low? Might have had just a big purge. Let's just harvest them up. Again, my food's rotting. I don't have a refrigerator. It's something I would add, but I don't know. I don't usually have a huge stockpile, so it's not a huge issue. Just trying to look here. That would get that made would be great. You guys still all on the... No, you shouldn't be on the massage tables anymore. See, this is getting cooler, but still not very cold. Look at this. This is breaking too. This must be pressure. And I don't see any way to fix it. That's interesting. Yeah, see, there we go. Now we're getting some steam. Yeah, see, this is steaming all the way to here. This is the beautiful. That's good. That's improved of what it was. That's, again, like I said, we're not really introducing much water in here. But you can see the steam's obviously being produced. Come on, guys. There you go. Let's build it up, please. Get this guy going. All right, so that should be working. Is that right? I should make this insulated, shouldn't I? Cold until it gets out? I think that would be better. Wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not really sure. So let's see what this is introduced at. 219, so it's still too hot. So we should probably add another one. Where is it? Steam, 219. Whereas I should have seen what it was coming. Well, it was coming out just like this right here. At 245. So we're cooling it down one more. So I mean, basically what we can do is take this pump, add it, and it should get it down below. It's still going to be steam to some degree when it comes out, but it should help it. It shouldn't make this room so hot. So let's get working on that. Let's work and see what we can do with that. Why is that so cold? It's interesting. What did I make that out of? Doesn't say. Alright, well, hopefully we get a couple of those in this one. Because what we're going to have to do is delete gas pipes. So we add these two. That should be fine. We just got to make that guy go up. I'm going to delete this. Well, I don't like that. I don't like how it sits. Alright, let's get that built, guys. Let's get this going. There's a lot of steam in here now. Woo! There's a lot of steam in here, too. I don't want to lose it. How do I... I forget the wiring. That is for the batteries. This is for the pump. Alright, so let's turn that off for now. If you don't know, switches are very bugged right now. See how everything is off? All the switches are to off. This guy should... Just showing you. This is to turn on. This is to turn on. I don't think that will change anything. You can see these up is on. The light is on. Oh, you know what? That could have been a little bit of my battery problem. Let's get this built up. We're getting a nice steam bath going here. So I'm just trying to watch this water. It's actually doing pretty good right now. What do we got? Boiling right where we were. So 217, we could probably roll back a little bit. Or 17, excuse me. 12's probably not enough, but let's run it at 12 a little bit. And basically, the system is just basically about finding that mark. Now, the thing I love about the batteries is you could keep scaling this, and it's going to keep producing steam. And batteries are very passive. You could always use more batteries. It's not a big deal to have a ton of them. What do we got here? What is that? Wait, what happened? Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. That's why. That's why. That's why those looked weird. We don't want that. We want that, you dummy. Alright, let's prioritize that up. So, like I said, my main goal is to make sure my water kind of system... I don't understand why this is bugging out. There must be some clean water in... Yeah, there's some clean water in there. Let's see if we can get rid of it. Let's just mop across here. Hell, we can even mop across the tile. Let's see what that mop does, and we'll see. You can see there's a little... We're starting to filter out the bad stuff. I barely see any right now. Like right now, we're throwing some into the scrubber. I'm not really too worried about that. It's getting pulled out when we do the bathrooms, and it's getting pulled out when we do the electrolyzers. So you can see it's getting much cleaner now. It's still in there. It kind of annoys me. That should all be getting harvested. Let's take a look. We've got some oxygen. Not as much as I would like, but I'm not removing any of the contaminated right now, so maybe we'll turn this guy back on. Let's turn him back on. Let him start eating some of that. I'd like to do this bleeder valve system up here on the hydrogen generator, because this also basically acts the same way. It just basically what it does is it eats all the hydrogen. This 97 grams. I don't know if I'm even pumping enough there, to be quite honest. But what does this require? Power hydrogen requires 100 grams a second. So I think we had that coming in. Like right here we have 135. No, content's empty. 81. So basically what I'm talking, I want to refine this system and get as much power out of that as I can. That would be nice. We got to use it anyway. Might as well have it refined. But again, these are the things, like I need to lock down the base concepts so that I can start working on some of these advanced concepts a little bit better. Coming up with a better system. Why is this guy on? Gas vent over. What is this guy doing now? So we've introduced some bad stuff in here. I guess that's just through the door, I suppose. I guess. All right, so let's turn this guy back on. And that should pump this out because this is getting pretty steamy. Where are we at here? This is basically what I monitor, though. See, we're boiling there. We're boiling there. I mean, ideally, I'd like to boil on all of them, and still have water here at the end. What typically happens is the more I boil here, the less water reach. Like this battery wouldn't even have any water with it. Somebody want to hit this switch? Come on. Oh, you were all sleeping, weren't you? All right, let's get pumping that out. Let's see what we got. All right, so the steam, let's just see what it's coming out at. 274, so it should be going down 50. 220, that might not be enough, the two generators. Let's see what it comes out at. It's got to run a little bit. It's so cool how it sucks it in. Like, there's just this physics, and this is why my computer probably bogs down so bad, but it's still super cool. Got to give Clay a lot of props. They've done a good job. I mean, gaseous movement is not great. I would like the gas to move a little faster, but still. Apparently, these pumps now will intake the four spaces they occupy, both the water and the air pumps. That'll help a lot. Right now, it only takes in right here, the bottom left corner block that it occupies. All right, so let's take a look. What do we got here? We've got, where's the contents? Content steam at 226, so we kind of need another one. Steam at 251, so one more would get us there. But I'm just want to make sure. So one more would get us there. That's fine. We can manage that. I'll put one like right here because I don't want to mess with that ladder. I don't know that we need this guy here either. If we're going to produce enough steam, the real choke point is getting that steam back to water. Now, this might be totally different with the new patch coming in, because I know there's like ice biomes coming and things, so there might be new elements of cold coming in. We don't have a lot of elements of cold in the game right now, so I'm hoping that'll give us added tools to our toolboxes that I was talking about before. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna have what is it? We're gonna have them start putting a new one in here. The theory is if I use these three, I can get rid of this guy. I won't have to have this recirculation pump. Because this guy's what? What's he putting out? He's putting it out. He's dropping it down to 190. So he's taking it in 225, 216, just over the mark. And then he's kicking it out at 190. So this should be liquid. As soon as it comes out, it should drop to liquid. So I think ideally I would put this outlet like right here so it would drop and get pumped up. But I'm not too worried about it. Or make the floor a little differently. But I'm hoping to just do it here because... And the reason I don't mind, like these are big electricity hogs. What do they take here? 240 maybe? 240. So this is like 720 of power. That's a lot. It's a lot of power, especially up here. I mean, this is just a test. This wouldn't be a permanent part of my base. But if I can use these, then so when I redesign this next time, I would implement these. If let's say we decide it's 3 that we need, I would implement these 3 down in here, and they would place like right in the middle. They would replace the 3 batteries. and that's where I would drop the water on. And this would they bring up, you know, a lot more heat than a battery. So I don't mind using these as long as they're implemented in another way. They give me an added benefit rather than just cooling. Not to mention I haven't found another way to get the steam to cool down yet. If you got a way, guys, I'd love to hear it. So now this door, no, that door is there. See, this door looks like it got fixed, right? Or did I put a new one there? Looked like it got fixed, or maybe it just, the cracks go away. I don't understand why this one would be... The pressure would be hard in here, because this is... I guess, sure, it makes heat, right? It's super hot in there. We're not super cold over here anymore. 87.9 still. I don't think I can change the copper. We've got liquid oxygen in here. We've got frozen CO2. So I mean, we're making enough. Sorry, we're making it cold enough. We're just the materials don't seem to be changing. Could just be something with the game. I could be missing a vital step or something. I'm not exactly sure. So that guy, hopefully he'll eat some of that. Should probably put another one in this area. Directly above where they do all their exercising. I'm thinking about, this is another thing I forgot. I was debating. Chlorine is heavy, so chlorine's going to move down. What I may do is I may put a pump in here. So let's get rid of this. And these two. Just give me some room. I'm going to put a pump in here with a valve, I think. An air pump. With a gas filter. It's like, where's all that coming from? It just spread on me, didn't it? What is it coming through here? Because this is where I believe it is coming from, but like, how is it getting through the wall? Is something bugged? Or is this just the chlorine that's been sitting around? So that's something I want to get to the bottom of. She's killing that again. All right, we got to do another stress check, and then we'll kind of call it an episode here. Like I said, I'm trying to just finish up these bigger projects, kind of get to the bottom of them, get to a place where I'm satisfied with them, or at least have learned what I don't like. So that next time I build it, I can be a lot faster about it, a lot more, you know, we can always improve upon it. I just always want to make a step to improve upon whatever I'm building. Oh, we do have, that's not good. I should do this. This chlorine's out of control, frankly. Chlorine is quite literally out of control. Like, it's... Alright, so next episode we're going to get into this. We're going to add an air pump in here with a filter. We're going to pump this out. We're just going to push back the oxygen. We're going to take the chlorine out. I really can't do too much in here. I got to watch down there. There's some hydrogen we could let out there, theoretically. I'm just looking for a nice place to dump it, where it's not going to give me a lot of headaches. Because it's going to be heavy, so I don't want to pump it up high. I don't think there's that much of it either. This is chlorine. This is probably the best spot over here. We could probably get it there with a little fuss, but nothing too bad. This is contaminated oxygen. All right, I think that's roughly where we'll go. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think. Is there a way that you've come up with to freeze down materials that we can then make blocks and things out of? What do you think about my proposed design here, where we bring the fans in the middle, we dump the water in the middle rather than the corner, so it dissipates to the left and right? These are just ideas I want to try, potential improvements. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you're enjoying the series. I will talk to you next time, guys. Have a great day.